One of the most common question I guess asked is, what is an ideal portfolio? And I get it. We all want that perfect mix that will take care of everything. Short-term needs, long-term goals, tax saving, growth, and the whole package. And if you're anything like the hundreds of people who have asked me about this, you're probably looking for a simple template that you can follow. A perfect combo of products you can just copy and paste into your life. Unfortunately, there is no downloadable template for the perfect portfolio. And in today's video, we're going to explore what is an ideal portfolio and how should you create it. So stay with me till the end because you don't want to miss out on anything in this one. Before we get into what an ideal portfolio is, let's understand what it's not. One of the common misconceptions that most people have is that ideal portfolio equals to the best scheme or products. But it's not. Let me explain why. Your portfolio is like a garden. Each scheme or product is like a plant that serves different purpose. If you have ever had a garden or enjoy gardening, you'll understand this well. You pick different kinds of plant based on your needs. Some for shade, some for flowers, some for fruits, and some just to make the garden look good. Some thrive in summers, others in winter. But together, they make for a beautiful, well-balanced garden. One that grows over time, stays healthy through different seasons, and brings joy and value in its own way. Your portfolio is exactly like that. It's meant to serve different needs that you have. Just like in a garden, you don't pick the best plants. You pick what works for the weather you live in, how much time you can spend maintaining it, and what your needs are. Similarly, your portfolio should have the product or investment that matches your life goals, their timelines, and your risk appetite. That right there is your ideal portfolio. So stop focusing on the best and start focusing on what fits you. Now that you have understood what an ideal portfolio is, let's understand it actually does. It helps you reach your dreams, gives you money when you need it, can support your family even when you're not around. And most importantly, it helps you stay inactive. In a nutshell, an ideal portfolio should work for you and not the other way around. In my experience of working with investors, I've seen two types of people. One group that is constantly thinking about their portfolio. They are always switching funds, checking returns, asking, should I make change? Is this the still best option? What is the market doing today? And then there's a second group. They check in maybe once in a year. They look at the numbers and say, Ashish, ये मेरा portfolio है, ये इतना कितना बढ़ गया? Now between the two groups, whom do you think would have made more money and would have got better return? A lot of you might have said, of course, the first one. But that's not true. It's usually the second group that often ends up with better returns and a larger portfolio because they let their portfolio work for them. They are not reacting to every market move. They are not constantly fiddling with things. They have set up a portfolio that matches their goals and let the investment do their work. Thus, an ideal portfolio supports your goals, gives you financial freedom, and most importantly, lets you live your life without obsessing over it. Now let's talk about how to actually build one. To build an ideal portfolio, one needs to follow these simple steps. First, write down what you're actually saving for. Not something vague like for the future. Be specific. Is it an emergency fund or the new phone, a home, a vacation, your kids' education, retirement, starting a business? Whatever it is, write it down. Second, next to each goal, write down when you will need the money. Just don't say soon or someday. Write down in how many months or years you need the money. Once you have got the timelines, group your goals into three buckets. Anything you need in next 1 to 2 years, that's a short-term goal. Anything between 3 to 7 years, that's a medium-term goal. And anything 8 to 10 years or more, that's your long-term goal. Once you have grouped your goals, the next step is to begin investing. For short-term goals, Go with low risk options like liquid funds, arbitrage fund, debt funds, or FDs. For medium term goals, choose balanced fund or multi asset fund. And for long term goals, consider equity mutual funds or even something like PPF or Sukanya. This is exactly how you create a portfolio that's ideal for you. This is why I said at the start that you simply can't copy paste a perfect portfolio because it's unique to you and to your timelines. The reason there is no perfect template is because your life is different. You have your own goals and they may be different from your friend, your colleague, or even your own siblings. For instance, you may not have any short-term goals right now, but you definitely have long-term things like retirement or your child's education that you want to save for. On the other hand, your friend might have short-term goals because he or she is planning to move abroad or start a business. So they need money in the next 1 or 2 years and would want to save up for that. Now for both of you, the strategies would be totally different. Based on the strategy I recommended before, you would need to invest in equity funds, provident fund, Sukanya, etc. But your friend will have to go for liquid or short-term fund because their goals are closer. That's why the ideal portfolio for you and your friend can't ever be the same. And if you're just copying someone else's strategy, you might actually be moving further away from your own goals without even realizing it. Now that you have understood how to build an ideal portfolio, here's what I want you to do next. Take some time, sit down with your family, talk about your goals, what you need to save for, and when will you need the money. Because once you are clear on that, building a portfolio becomes a lot easier. And more importantly, it becomes yours, not someone else's plan, not some best scheme list, but a portfolio that's built around you. And trust me, that's the one that actually works. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone who's trying to figure out their investments, maybe a friend or a family member. And don't forget to like the video and tell us in the comments what resonated with you the most. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out the latest video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.